Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to our today's SEO webinar. It's been quite a while since we were online last time. A lot of offline conferences have been happening lately, which is a good thing, by the way. But it's always great to catch up online with you guys, and especially when the topic is so hot, and especially when we have a great speaker invited. And here I'm not talking about myself, but I'm talking about my friend, my partner, uh, Derek Schembri. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much, Igor, for the introduction. It's great to be here.
Great. Today, Derek and I, myself as Igor, I'm CCO at Serpzilla, link building platform. Today, we'll be uncovering a very thrilling topic of SEO and iGaming. With a lot of experienced specialists being with us today, we have a lot of newbies, a lot of people who are interested in SEO and iGaming, who just started their career there. And yeah, you'll be hearing a lot of insights, a lot of maybe basic stuff, theory, but also a lot of some interesting cases will be at the very end. So stay tuned with us. And yeah, it's Friday night. Let's get it over with quite fast. And okay, without further ado, I'm going to give the floor to Dirk. Dirk, you're on.
All right. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So yeah, as Igor said, today we'll be going over mastering link building, particularly in SEO and for iGaming specifically. From my end, just to give a quick introduction about myself, I've been within both the gaming industry and the SEO industry for practically over a decade now. Start to show my age slowly. I've headed both SEO departments as well as iGaming departments with large affiliates as well. And I've also been in C-level positions, particularly for affiliate iGaming related websites, as well as operators and providers as well. So yeah, I do find the SEO world very interesting. It's something that has always kept me attracted to it, particularly with all the updates that were previously happening. And now I feel that the roller coaster just got crazier with the latest pass of updates that we're getting. But yeah, to hopefully help you, we're going to talk about link building and how this can actually help you in the very competitive market of iGaming. So these are the topics that we will be going over today. It's all related to, again, different sorts of link building tactics that we use within the iGaming industry as well. So being that as well, I've worked with quite a bit of affiliates, both in the US market, in the German market, in the UK market, and in the Scandinavian markets as well. We've had a very competitive ranking terms to go under, and it's always come down to making sure you have the highest quality content on page, but as importantly is the off page, the backlink building. And this is where definitely someone like Serpzilla can help you. So we'll start off with guest posts. So in any case, when we'll start off with guest posts, it's not people can say you can just outreach or use a third-party tool out there and just kind of automate it. And as long as you get a certain amount of DR or that sort of third-party, what I call authority factor, you're kind of good to go. But that can be a very dangerous game as well, as third-party metrics can be very easily manipulated as well. You want to make sure that you do your auditing correctly, just to be sure that the sites you're actually trying to attain a backlink from is legit as well. So yeah, starting in guest posts from my end, my experience, the first thing we do as well is do competitor research. We'll find the geo market that we're targeting. And from there, we'll start to do in-depth backlink analysis to see what sort of backlink portfolio a competitor has as well, seeing if it's actually possible to get that backlink as well, and the kind of price valuation that comes with it. So finding the niche websites in particular for the gambling can be quite tricky. So don't expect to just get backlinks from casino or iGaming related guest post links in particular, you kind of need to be creative as well in this field as well. So the first thing I would do is making sure that you make sure that your content is ordered as well. So with the world of AI as well, people are creating content using AI when it comes to guest posts. You can definitely use AI tools to help you when you're creating guest posts. However, don't be lazy and just give it in, listen, create me a guest post on this. I would always ensure you focus on creating a content brief using that AI tool that you're using. And then with that content brief, put it in manually within the AI again. So you try to attain the highest quality content as well, as that is important. So in the case of making sure you get the best offer you can from a backlink, it does include mainly using a third-party tool. And if you're going to use a third-party tool for that, a middleman, let's call it, there's always going to be an extra surcharge to that. But again, it makes your life easier. So even though a price, let's say, of a backlink would cost 100 euros directly from the website itself, a third-party tool will always put up a percentage on that. So if you're doing this in bulk, you're a large company, which is usually the cases for gambling, you really need to make sure that you do the outreach yourself. You have specialists doing the outreach, making sure that they provide you the direct prices from the direct websites, and you will have full control in that way as well. So, okay. And very important as well, when you're actually doing direct contact with direct websites to get guest posts, it's important to build that relationship as well, because usually you want to build that relationship mainly so that eventually they can also give you not only better prices, but they usually open up a portfolio to other websites. So a site owner usually doesn't have one website, let's face it, they have a portfolio of websites, but they obviously don't want to share that freely with everyone. So sticking on to the second important topic, we're going to go over niche edits. Now, niche edits, another term for it is link insertion. So practically niche edit is when you have kind of built content already on the site and you're going to manipulate that content to put in your either your anchor text and link directly to your website. The perfect tool for niche edits is definitely Serpzilla. I do use it extensively as one of my kind of tool to go with this case as well. But again, like with any of these backlinks, they cannot be your main and only way to get backlinks. So myself as well, as an SEO consultant, I do provide these sort of services as well. And what we look for in the case of niche edits or early niche link insertions is we will see what sort of keywords that we are attaining and what sort of articles are talking about the subject, what sort of authority they have, what sort of traffic they have. We use third-party tools from Ahrefs, SEMrush, since that's the only access we would have. And we'll just determine that, listen, this page is already ranking, it's been live, and it's bringing in related traffic to our topic. Let's outreach to this person and see how we can kind of insert our link in that way as well. So it's practically content manipulation. So the difference between niche edit and a blog post is, or a guest post, is practically that a guest post is going to be something fresh, newly published on a website that you specify the content, and the niche link insertion is going to be something that was previously established. PBN links. So I know that from the latest updates coming out, people have seen quite a negative effect on their PBNs. So PBN is private blog network, and the reason why it's called private blog network is that you should never sell links or buy someone else's private blog network. That's why they're called private blog network. The aim is that you restore a previously existing website. Ideally, what we've seen from the current updates is when you attain a website or drop catch a website, make sure you restore it to its original state as much as possible, even going down to the code aspect of things. We use tools like Wayback Machine as well. There's multiple other tools that you can actually attain the history, the historical aspect of a website. So what we do is we actually have have drop catch people as well. Drop catch. So what they do is literally most of the day is spent on seeing what domains are available in auction or going to expire and try to attain that. And usually what we do is we see if those are related to the casino gaming industry in any way, and then we'll ensure that we will revert those to its original state. What's important is that this is I will only leave this for the experts, honestly, as you can burn down the whole kind of PBN link network quite fast, as well as it is a complicated infrastructure. We're talking about hosting different IPs. They have to be independent. The internal linking between the PBNs is very delicate as well, so there has to be a specific strategy and velocity to how you do that as well. So you kind of have to avoid put footprints to it. That's the main aim. If you leave a footprint, I mean, Google can definitely spoof that as well. And if they manually start to track you, they can bring down the whole house for you as well. But the good thing about PBNs is they are one of the only ways that you can get unique links, because obviously you will own that, and the only way that people can get a link is from you as well. So that's a good way to actually get unique links. So switching over to social signals. So in the case of the modern core updates, what we're definitely seeing is that organic traffic is great, and that's how you're going to get your ranking up, by making sure you have on-page and off-page in place as well. But what we're seeing as well is for very, very competitive geos and particular keywords, particularly in the iGaming industry, is that when we start to push real social signals, so practically any sort of social traffic coming into the website that is determined as not organic, particularly as viral as well. So we can send a realistic amount of social traffic to a particular page that has actually seen an increase in ranking, particularly say if you're around between 5 to 20 position, 5 and 20, and you just can't get into the top 3. We have seen results where even pages ranking from 10 to 50 sort of push in incremental fashion of social signals has actually seen quite a drastic improvement, and sometimes even within the top 3. So we would have literally exhausted all the backlinks. We're talking about 40K backlink, 40,000 backlinks being spent per month on one site, on one geo, and still the needle hasn't been moved. We're at position 5 at 6. We actually do a week of pushing the social signals as well, and it actually kicks into the top 3 without any other alternations to it. This is very complicated as well to be done right, because it is important that you do send real social signals coming in as well. So this is another specialized profession as well that can be very expensive to do as well. All right. So going over the next topic, we're going to head over citation links. Now, citation links, these are not, I would say, super powerful links as well, but they are very important to get your brand, your affiliate site, actually tracked from and ranking within, say, a local specific market. So say your online affiliate website within the German section, okay? And what's good is you'll try and buy literally all the citation links you can. Now, in the case of citation, what this is, we're talking about business brand, okay? So it's putting in your information of a website. Ideally, it's real information, but this is obviously can be manipulated quite a bit by putting fake information. What's the key is making sure you're consistent as well. So the information you use between all your citation links, make sure that they stay the same. So the aim here is to submit to either directories as well, particularly within your niche, local listings. So for Google My Business, this is definitely essential, particularly for very specific regions as well. And yeah, just again, I'm talking about all these different link building tactics because it's important. The number one thing with any off page is to have a diversity within your link building strategy. Pillow links. So in the case of pillow links, it's a bit of a combination of everything being pushed at once. So this is a great way. So if you're really you spend the last couple of months buying very expensive backlinks with very particular targeted anchors towards your pages. So no deposit bonus pages, you're actually pushing very targeted no deposit anchors, and you're making maybe the backlink portfolio look quite a bit unnatural. This is where pillow links would come into great way as well. They're relatively cheap as well. Again, they're not super strong, but they're great to actually diversify your link from an anchor ratio perspective. These include forums, blog comments, niche directories, Web 2.0s. What we usually do as well is we push quite a bit of these to blog posts. So we have a blog post that we've paid quite a bit of money for as well, and the article is really well written, and then we would push certain pillow links towards that actual page as well. So this is definitely used for as well parasite SEO. That was a huge buzzword as well, even though it died down a bit, but I know it's still being used very well, and people are making a lot of money from that as well in the iGaming industry and elsewhere as well. So in the case of when I was talking about like gambling forums as well, you always need to make sure that you go to the authorized gambling forums when you're trying to create diversity of links as well. So Casino Meister, Reddit as well as a huge one. If you know how to make sure you get in contact with someone who knows how to use and manipulate Reddit as well, that's a huge bonus to keep intact to actually diversify your link portfolio. So forums as well, but these are all going to be low authority links. So as the last slide and key takeaway, the most important thing is that you always understand the niche that you're going towards, and making sure that you always go for quality rather than quantity when you are targeting your money site. In the case of blog posts that you do or any other non-tier one site, yes, you can be more sparing and actually be more aggressive on the social citation, the pillow links, the PBN links. Yes, but on your money site, do focus always on quality there, so a limited number, and just push as much as you can to your blog posts, link insertions. Make sure you actually top those up. And again, Serpzilla is a very good tool to actually assist you on that. In the case of, always relevance and avoid over optimizing. And again, while we're talking about link building, remember that link building is something off page you don't have full control over. But what's very important in the case of link building is internal link building, making sure that if you get the best links, if your internal linking is not structured, you're really missing out a big chunk of the pie. And sorry if I spoke too much or too quick.
I think it was great. Dirk, thank you very much for the insights. A lot to know for myself, even though I'm working at the link building platform. some good things too I could point out for myself. So thank you very much. I don't see that any questions have came up yet, but we'll be tackling them as we go. We'll see. We have our team online in the chat. So guys, you can go ahead, shoot your questions in the chat anytime. We can handle them online, as I said, or we also have a Q&A section after my presentation, and Dirk will be online with us, so he can also answer your questions in the chat. So I think we can proceed. Dirk, once again, thank you very much. It was a great presentation, a lot of things to point out for everybody in SEO.
Thank you.
All right. So guys, let me take the mic, take the floor now, and start my part. Let me do this. Okay, so iGaming and SEO. We're gonna start from the theory and we'll go to real cases, case studies to practice. Okay, let's pretend you are an SEO specialist. You're fired up to be successful, to make a lot of money. And what do we start with? Let's say you got the offer from the direct advertiser and you need to build a website, obviously. So what types of websites are there? Let's start with that. So in general, there are three major types of websites. Those are casino reviews, or what I call multi-brand, mono-brand, or game/slot websites. So let's go individually and take a look at each and every one of them. Okay, starting with multi-brand or casino reviews websites. As you can see, this is just an example of one of them. You can have different slots, different casinos reviews built up on one website with the reviews, with the ratings, with an easy access to each one, and your visitors of your websites are freely to choose any website that favors them. Here are some pros and cons about those concepts. Definitely the pro is that kind of website can bring you a lot of money, because obviously you're placing a lot of offers on a few pages. Your visitors have a lot of websites to choose from, huge area of choices. Definitely that can bring you a lot of profit. But here's the con. There is a very high competition, and this type of websites is highly competitive. So if I were you, if I have a limited budget at the very beginning, I wouldn't start with this kind. I would rather do different kind, the one I'm going to show you the next. So next one, what I call is a mono-brand website. Mono-brand website is the site that actually advertises just one single brand, and that all the links there, it linked to one money website, the affiliate, the mother websites, let's say. Here's the thing. Some mother websites do not like accepting this kind of branded traffic. Well, the reason is obvious. Yeah, you're actually competing with the brand itself. But here's the thing. In some geos, in some locations, for example, if the website is banned, there's a good way to create a mirror site. And in this case, monobrand website comes in handy. That's where you build your monobrand website that mirrors the original website, and you drive traffic to there. And that's how you make your money. That's how you make your either a ref share or CPA, depending on what you work with. But this is a good thing, how you can exploit this. Also, there's another strategy or tactics, I would say, with monobrand website. It's called cross-brand traffic. For example, you can create, let's say, like here on an example, you can make a website for, let's say, OneWin, but put links to different websites. In this case, it won't be branded traffic. In this case, the third casino can accept this, but the conversion rate won't be that high. But still, that's like kind of a doorway to bring a different brand traffic to a different platform on one website. So this is how you can do working on monobrand websites. And then the third type of gambling websites for SEO guys is game or slot websites. It's the website that's dedicated to one game, to a couple of games, that is not attached to any brand anyhow. You're basically developing and dwelling on the game itself, about the winning strategies, about the tactics, about the tutorials, and you actually link your website to the brand that actually offers this game as part of its portfolio. So this is something I would recommend you guys using, because this is an easiest way. It's not that competitive, and there are so many games, being released daily. With a good research, you can actually find a just newly released game in some particular geo and then start promoting it. Think of some keywords that should be popular and rank them up. So that would be my advice, is to start with this particular type of websites if you're just starting your career in SEO in iGaming. Okay, let's move to the next. All right, so if you've decided, you finalized your kind of website you're going to start working with, now there's a few things, key factors that you need to take care of. Those are the pillars of each SEO project. Of course, that would be the content. Content gotta be well written, relevant, and unique. For these tools, if you're just an individual, you don't have a big team, you'd rather use some tools out there available for you for grabs. And among those, I would definitely mention ChatGPT. Jasper is a good one. And if you're writing some content in, let's say, Russian or doing websites for CIS countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Garvin is also a great tool to work on your content. Technical stuff. Of course, your website's got to be prepared technically, and you got to invest a lot in on-page. You're either going to be a good on-page SEO specialist, or you got to use some services of out third parties and make sure your website is all good on the technical side. And among those tools that can help you with that, of course, I would recommend Ahrefs and SE ranking. Those are top two instruments for technical optimization for on-page SEO. But of course, a lot more things, a lot of more tools that you should use working with your on-page optimization. Then drop domain. As you know, you may start with newly registered domain and wait for months it to be indexed, to be there. It can Google see you, but there's a shortcut, and the shortcut is to buy drop domain. There are a few platforms there you can buy them from. Among those, I would mention Spamzilla or expireddomains.com. Those are two probably the most famous ones. By the way, Serpzilla sounds alike as Spamzilla, but we are not affiliated anyhow. Maybe yet, we'll see. But it's just a very good instrument for you guys to see and to choose the right drop domain, because this is basically your starting position. And if you choose the right one, a good one with good history, there are actually few instruments to check this too. I'm not gonna dwell on them too much, but Ahrefs is one of them. So if you build a good drop domain, good history, you can start doing your SEO business quite fast and actually have already some link mass there. Okay, next thing would be hosting, something that you have to pay for, and definitely Cloudflare. You want to protect all your websites with Cloudflare, especially if those are PBN websites. Definitely use Cloudflare for all of them. And yes, of course, links. Links were being now and will be for a long time the key factor that Google look at. So make sure you have enough of them, good premium links, relevant links from relevant websites, because yeah, that's what you definitely need. And if you want to get some links, you know where to go. Of course, Serpzilla is the biggest link building platform out there. And we especially working with a lot of iGaming brands, and they're being very successful with us. And that's basically one of the only link building platform there with so many metrics to choose from. You can see, you can filter out our inventory of websites by spam score, domain rating, traffic, territory, industry, so on and so forth. More than dozens of different metrics that you should choose your links from. So feel free to register and check it out yourself. It's absolutely free. Okay, let's move on to the cases. And, as we are promoting our own platform, we want to see, and we saw the results of our customers, but we want to do a case study and see if it's going to work for us, whether we can, be sure what we promote is actually a good thing, a good tool. So we did that. We have performed a case study that lasted for 3 months. And here are the starting positions of that study case. So our case started on March 1st in 2024. We've chosen a tier 2 country that we're not going to reveal, of course. And we've did a game website on Aviator game. Maybe most of you know this game from the conferences, from the internet. That's quite popular right now and very, very trending game. We've also picked a drop domain. Our requirement was that it shouldn't be no more than $500 per one, with a definitely good history, and we managed to attain one like that. Our link building budget was $2,000 per month. As I said, case duration was 3 months, and yes, we didn't use no PBN network for that. Dirk said a few words about PBN, how those are important, and they actually are, especially if you're working in tier 1 country where links are quite expensive. So you definitely want to strengthen your position by building a good PBN network. So definitely do not sleep on this. Use PBN network as well as build high quality backlinks to your website. Okay, so that's how we started March 1, and here how it looked for us at the very beginning. So basically, in the very first months, we had no traffic whatsoever, and here you can actually see the parameters of our drop domain. It was not too fancy at the beginning, and DRV 16, not that many backlinks, just 60 referral domains. So pretty much an ordinary drop domain, yeah, I would say. So that's how we started with almost zero traffic, and we were not very aggressive. You know, when you start doing SEO, especially in iGaming, you really want to be careful. For the first couple of months, I would rather use some social media backlinks, some crowd backlinks, just try to tell Google slightly about your newly presence. Don't be very aggressive. Don't buy guest posts right away. Start doing some social media stuff, Twitter, any other social network actually would work. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. So that's how we started. And once we started getting some traffic, I think it was about 100 visitors. That's when we started buying backlinks with Serpzilla. And that's what we do. You can see the example. We went from ordering advertised articles. So we had some good quality articles with good content that we wanted to publish. And we keep on buying 10 to 12 backlinks daily, starting May 10th. As you can see, different prices. We wouldn't go too hard. That's a tier 2 country. So $60, $70 up to $150 is quite a good budget for backlink, for a good quality backlink. You can find this on Serpzilla. And here you can see the example of the article that we used. Basically, a very basic article about the Avatar game, about the tutorial, how to play it, winning strategies. Actually, that works quite a bit. I mean, if you start doing a website on a game, make sure you have the tutorials, the strategy section, because that helps a lot and that drives a lot of traffic. Believe us, that's what our case study showed and proved. Later on, we started buying the backlinks not only from the articles that we have in our disposal, but also we started buying them in bulks. Also have this opportunity when you work with Serpzilla, you can choose any as many websites as you want, put down your anchor text and add them to the cart, and then buy them in bulk. So that's very convenient. That's what we were doing when we see we are on the uphill and we need more and more links. So we start ordering the articles from the publishers. But not only that, we're not only ordering articles from the publisher, we're also giving them orders. We had some requirements for an article that we want the publisher to stick to. As you can see here on the slide, the requirements were 700 words. We want to have some bulleted lists. We want to have some images. We want the text to be unique. And so we basically gave a little bit of task to the publisher, and they came back to us with this fulfilled written article. And once it was approved by us in Serpzilla, it went online. So that's how we did. We were using our own articles plus articles written by the publishers. The budget would split differently between those. I would say 50-50, quite equally. And that's what's happened at the end of May, and you can see the first week of June, we ended up having 100,500 visitors. That's crazy, considering the fact that a few months back, we had 0. So that's what we had, and you can see we've added only 39 domains here in this 2-3 month span. Basically, just the links we've bought with Serpzilla, they worked so good for us. So, and here you can also see one of the results, the keywords, and some in the region we were promoting our website at. You can see the position of the keywords. The keywords, actually, it's very, very complicated ones. Aviator game, aviator, aviator demo. We got first 5 positions were us. Not for long. I mean, to keep those forever, to give those on the first page, we should have been investing a lot more in the link building, but it was just a case study. So we were quite satisfied with the results we had, and we actually gave up on that. So right now, if you check it out, you could see that the traffic is falling down. We start losing the positions of the keywords, but once again, it's only proof the fact that links work. And when you start doing link building, when you start taking care of your link building profile, you're gonna start losing your position in SERP. So make sure you are very, very consistent with this link building thing. Okay, and now there's a good mathematics for you guys. I know many of you have been asking us how much money would it cost me to start to engage in SEO in iGaming. And here's a very rough calculations for you. And we've actually, it's not only what we've brought from our case study, but it's also what we have seen on the market. That's the numbers, digits we got from our clients, from speaking to them at the conferences. So here's how it looks. If you really want to start and be very successful, and in 1 year drive a very fancy car, that's how much money you need to start with. So basically, what you're starting with, and my suggestion is to have at least 10 websites, because you never know which one would be successful for you, which one will bring you a lot of profit. So you definitely want to start with at least 10 job domains. And you shouldn't go hard on the quantity of pages there. 10 pages would be the average and quite enough. So let's say 10 drop domains with 10 pages each. Let's say the average price for tier 2 drop domain, I would take $500. So $5,000 would be your starting capex during your first month. So just to buy the good domains. Then, of course, you want to invest in the links, and links actually is the biggest part of all your expenses. So let's say if you are starting your tier 2 and you're still trying to find the best, that one website is going to work for you, because be sure a couple of, maybe half of those 10 websites will be banned in the span of 6 months. So not all of them will live. So, but you need to figure out which ones are work. So you definitely want to start link building for all of them. And I would suggest around $1,000 budget for each site. And in the span of 6 months, that would equal and give you $60,000 expenses on links only. And then the content, you can all generate your content using some AI that I've mentioned. It'll be almost free for you, but however, some subscriptions are paid. But if you take, let's say, an average price per one good article in tier 2, that would be very approximately $100 per article. So for 10 websites, to fill those websites with articles, for 10 websites, 10 pages each, would be $10,000 at the very beginning. That means if you sum them all up, you'll see that at the end of the day, during the first 6 months, you're going to spend around $75,000 on SEO. But this is, high risk, but also reward is very high. If you know the conversion rate from your visitors in tier 2 is around 4%. So basically, if you have at least 300 visitors monthly, that would end up in 12 first deposit. And CPA for tier 1 country is around $200. That means that you can make $2,000 only from 300 visitors. That's quite good money. And imagine you have those 300 visitors on all 10 websites. Yeah, just multiply it by 10. That will be 20,000. And then we have clients who make over $30,000 from one website, having thousands of visitors on a monthly basis. So yeah, it's up to you. And when you start doing SEO on iGaming, you gotta remember the fact that oftentimes it's just like gambling itself. Yeah, high risk, high reward, but it's always, if it's oftentimes gambling, it's always SEO. So if you're a good SEO specialist, try to adapt, try and find a good ways, be patient, be very experimental, because there's no ultimate strategy. Even though what we are showing to you, this is what worked for us, but it's not necessarily going to work for you, for your particular anchors, for your particular game, for your brand, and for your location. So you got to experiment and see. And believe me, there's no ultimate strategy. There's no ultimate winning strategy. You got to work out one for yourself. You got to find it yourself. And once you found it, believe me, you're not going to share it with others. You're going to stick to it and be very, very quiet about your benefits and your profit. Okay. And guys, at the end of the day, as I said, links are something that you're starting with when building your first websites. And we are told who are with us today, who can make it to a webinar. We're going to give a great bonus promo code, which is Go Big. When you activate this promo code and you top up our Serpzilla account by at least $500, you're going to get $100 for free as an add-on to your balance. So this offer is time limited, so be sure you're on time with that. And use it for your link building, and hopefully you're going to be the ones who will be sharing your success stories later on at our webinars or somewhere else at the conferences. So that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, we'll be gratefully easily answer them. I know there's Dirk, you have questions here.
Nice presentation. Yeah, definitely we can keep on discussing on that. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing a question, Dirk. Expect result. Okay. Depending on the results can vary drastically if you're starting fresh website. So say you manage to get something, maybe an exact match domain as well. So something very specific, the specific keyword of that, so you match it up from the ground up. You're going to have honestly minimum 9 to 12 months before you start seeing anything building the links, and that's if everything goes your way. What I definitely agree 100% is to spread your risk and never just buy one domain. I always go with at least 5 domains within each market, and start investing smartly on a smaller ground initially just to see which ones stick more. But at the end of the day, if you have one, Google can really pull the carpet under your feet as it's done for a lot of people recently. And how much money to invest per market, that depends very much on the geo. Example, Germany and casino aspect can be very, very, very expensive, one of the most expensive. But we're talking, can cost you anything starting price between 10 to 40K just on backlinks a month for one site. It can vary if you're going to be super competitive as well. So you have to be a bit smart on the strategy, maybe focus on a specific section on the iGaming. You don't just go online casinos, but pinpoint a specific, like I don't know, specialize in roulette, just to have as an example. Should guest posts or rental links? Well, sometimes most of the guest posts do rent for a year. So usually the way I see it is that they rent, let's say, for a year, is because they give you, example, the homepage access. So you're going to pay much more of that because obviously you're getting the majority of the traffic, because the homepage is usually the most, the best one. And if it's for a year homepage link and it's a bit more expensive, I would say they're worth it most of the times. But again, you have to make sure you spread what type of links. You don't just go and buy homepage links from everyone, because that's going to bring a huge red mark for Google as well and look very unnatural. I hope that answered it.
Yeah, I would agree definitely. I would say maybe if you're lucky enough, Dirk, you can get some results within maybe first 4 months, maybe 6 months too, because you never know.
Yeah.
That can be very very random.
By again, I mean 9 to 12 months is, I mean, when you can start to, I would say the project can start to pay itself, to mention it. If within
Yeah,
the first 3 months you don't see any traction from ranking, your main pages are not ranking for at least within the top 100 of the main keywords, then you need to either shift away on a different site or restructure the content and internal linking of the website is one approach I like.
yeah. Well, all right, guys. I think I don't see any more questions, but we are always online, me and Dirk. You can find us on LinkedIn and get a hold of us, touch base with us anytime. We'll be ready to help you with what we can and answer all your questions, not only in iGaming SEO, but also in general SEO, which we are also experts in. So we'll be there out there for you, and yeah, definitely it'll be great to see you guys offline too. And yeah, come up to us if you recognize us in the crowd. We'll be very glad to get to know you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Igor, once again.
Yeah, thanks,
Have a
Dirk,
great
for
week.
coming over. Yeah, bye, guys. You too.
My pleasure.
Yeah, enjoy your Friday. Thank you for being with us.